What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another Sister Wives video, and this one right here is season 17, episode 7. But of course, before we get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, that is a member of Patreon, and that is a subscriber as we continue to grow. Now, with that being said, let's not waste any more time and let's get into it.
So I am in Texas right now. I am driving to my buddy's wedding. Brian Colwell's getting married. I'm driving to Tulsa, Oklahoma. My buddy Brian is getting married to his sweetheart, Judith. And right now I'm driving through Texas and I'm just enjoying the peace and quiet solitude. It's almost like meditative state for me when I'm
I hope your buddy is going to be a great husband to his wife, unlike you have been to your wives. And you talk about peace, well, I'm pretty sure you leaving is giving the ladies peace. But then again, though, the fact that he doesn't actually spend time with any of his wives apart from Christine, I guess his wives do live in peace, to be honest with you. Anyway, peak times.
driving. I get deep in thought. I think about and I sort out a lot of my problems. I'm afraid to say that I'm mostly thinking about my divorce. I decided to checking COVID numbers. There's only like 11,000 or less cases in the entire United States, so it seems like it's safe to sort of poke my head out.
Yeah, the travel choice is interesting to me, and I realize it's important. But Kody and Robyn still observe the very strict rules about COVID, and yet here's Kody traveling.
I'm feeling like it's time to sort of emerge from all this quarantining, the sequestering that we've had with COVID. It's strange that Janelle's in this headspace because I sequestered and stayed home for 15 months. Janelle and Christine didn't, but the family wasn't getting together before that, and the family isn't getting together now, not because of COVID. That's a gaslighting fallacy. That's Janelle just trying to put hot coals on my head. We're not getting together because the family doesn't want to. Just last week, we went to her niece's wedding. So these little things about me aren't really jiving. I've traveled with her. The idea of having a wife with me. Robyn was supposed to come and didn't because we had to make sure the kids were taken care of. Did I say I'm going to be performing their wedding? I got a ministerial license in Oklahoma, and I got approval from the county, and I will be performing their marriage.
Kody told me that he was going to officiate another wedding. At first I was like, that's great. He did a great job officiating, so he'll do a wonderful job. But then I was like, what about COVID?
I haven't made a plan. I don't know what I'm saying yet. So I'll try to do something eloquent. We'll see.
Are you mask up while you're officiating? Are they going to have to follow Kody's rules? No, that's ridiculous. They're not going to have to follow Kody's rules.
Anyway, headed out to Ryan and Judith's wedding. So we'll check in with you soon.
Maybe he'll do some healing up, you know? Maybe he'll find some answers or something, because he's been a very angry guy lately.
I'm sorry, I have to take a moment of silence because each time Robyn talks, I just sit and I say to myself, why are you talking? She always says something that's in defense of Kody to a certain degree. And then when it comes to the other wife, she always says something that makes it seem as if she actually gives a damn about them. In reality, well, I questioned a whole lot that she does give a damn, and I don't think she does. But anyway, let's continue.
Really, telling truly that I was leaving Kody and we were moving will always be one of the top 10 worst experiences of my life. So I sat Truly down. I told her we're moving, and she started to cry. I said, it's just you and I that are moving. It's just the two of us. And she goes, are you and Dad getting divorced? And her little face was so heartbroken. Oh, God. After I told Truly that we were moving, I started boxing up stuff invisibly, so she could see I was boxing up stuff. And later that day, I went into her room, and she was boxing up her stuff. I never asked her to. I never told her it was time. I just want to find out what's going on inside her head now. So it seems like you are feeling different about Dad and I getting divorced and then about moving possibly. How do you feel?
So the first day when I found out, I was extremely upset, but like, I'm fine now. I just had to realize for a day that not everything was going to change. Of course, I would have to move Flagstaff. You guys got divorced and were divorced for a while. But the only thing that was going to really change is that you two would be together. And I kind of noticed the signs earlier then that you weren't as happy, but you didn't really show it that much. So of course I didn't actually know. It was a bit of a heartbreak at first. I'm fine now.
I mean, listen, in reality, like, Truly was always going to be fine in the end because... Why did my light just go off? I need to fix that in a second. God damn. Anyway, because the fact is, the truth of the matter is that Kody's actions, behavior, you know, is something that kids will always pick up on. A mum's loneliness, sadness, you know, upsetness, you know, all that emotions a kid would pick up on. But of course, at first, it's going to be an impact, you know, to think, oh, damn, this is actually happening. But it's good that obviously Truly's now come around to, you know, okay, it's cool. I mean, to be honest, I would have been surprised if she wasn't going to be cool with it in the end because, come on, it's Kody for goodness sake. He may be your father, but do you still want him to be your mother, though? Because he doesn't make your mother happy. If you dig what I'm saying. Hey, we continue.
Truly saying she's okay. She's just an 11-year-old kid. Is she 100% okay? No. Gosh, no. How can she process the heartache and the frustration and the anger and the setting?
Did you remember the day I told you we were devastated? I told you could reach out to Grandma because she knew and ask them if healthy. Did you reach out to anybody?
I reached out to Aspen and Grandma.
You did.
When I talked to Aspen and my grandma about the divorce, it was more of me like trying to tell them like because I didn't really know what else to do. Although what they did say is reassuring because they both already knew. But also the realization that everybody knew before me was it did kind of feel like a betrayal.
Do you think it made it easier knowing that we already were divorced rather than we will be getting divorced? Was it easier that it's been done?
Yeah, but I kind of wish that you didn't keep it a secret from me for so long, and that I had to know that we were moving only like 3 months before we actually wanted to move.
They knew before me. I wasn't told. We were going to be moving in September, which is only a few months away. That realization that she told me last, after everybody else, that I didn't get to know and we were about to leave, it was kind of hurtful. It did feel like a betrayal, that she wouldn't bother to tell me about it, and I was going to be affected the most.
You know what? It's crazy though, because first and foremost, she's taking it quite well, which is fantastic. But I've never understood why parents always feel like they shouldn't tell their kids information straight away. I've always wondered why parents always feel as if it's okay to keep the secret or keep the information to themselves until further notice. I don't know why people fear telling their kids anything immediately. Because at the end of the day, we live in a world that even when you grow up, you get used to getting told things immediately. In the end, it's like, why not prepare your children now for always knowing things immediately rather than waiting until whenever? I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand why she took her time in this situation, but despite the fact that I understand, I do feel like, to be fair with you, it should have been a conversation that you should have had with her daughter sooner, to be honest with you. I don't see no reason why not. But that's just my perspective. You guys may have a different perspective to mine. You know what I mean? Let me know.
So you're okay with the divorce?
I'm fine now. I'm okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
I think part of this is truly also just listening to everything that people have told her and supported her, and I think she's just trying to be okay. But her voice catches a little, and there is a little bit of spark that's not in her eye yet. She is still, of course, she's still sad.
Telling you was the hardest part of all of this.
I can see why, because I'm the youngest, and it would be the hardest break for me. But it wasn't that hard.
At this point, though, I'm very grateful that I decided to
Love it. She was like, but it wasn't that hard. Team Truly, come on now.
end it with KODY before any fighting or before any real arguments that Truly would have noticed and Truly would have seen. But still, it's hard for her to look back and see that I was sad. That's hard because she's just a kid. That's a lot of a burden on her.
I don't want to say anything bad here because we're going to share our children the rest of our lives, but I do believe she's being very unfair with me and to me, especially in this conversation with Truly, where she's marginalized me so much, our marriage so much, that she's kind of leading Truly into blowing it off. They're blowing me off.
Let's say that this is the truth. Well, if you had stepped up and been in your wife's life more, and also been in your child's life more, well, to be honest with you, you wouldn't be going through this anyway. But if you had not prolonged, the whole divorce or the whole breakup, that would have been better because Christine told you, but you kept trying to prolong it because you had hoped that she was going to turn around. So to be honest with you, you could have brought the news to Truly as soon as Mom told you, or Christine told you, of course. And you could have been, the second Christine told you, you could have been like, okay, let's go talk to Truly together and get it sorted together. But no, you prolonged it. And now you're saying that Christine's doing the madness. Even if she's doing the madness, that's your fault. The way he was moving just wasn't proper. And this is what happened. So you get for moving mad. KODY moves reckless, to be honest with you. But yeah, we continue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know how to tell you. I had no idea how to tell you. That's why it took so long for me to tell you, or you just found it anyway. But it took me so I just didn't know what to say.
You're fine. Everything's fine. I'm okay. I'm good. I like your nails.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
They're kind of messy.
Christine told me this, whatever happened, she had to tell Truly. And so I came over the next day, and I just sat down with Truly just to talk with her. And I'm talking with Truly, and I said, how are you doing? And she seemed to have dealt with it either very well, or I'm not a psychologist, I'm just a parent, but maybe she just buried it emotionally.
The way you behave, we think that you are a psychologist. But anyway, we continue, Mr. Narcissism. That's the worst better. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Because to deal with it. But she seemed very okay.
I haven't really talked to Dad a lot about the divorce. He just basically told me, you found out about the divorce, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine with it. And he was like, okay. So it never really went beyond that.
I'm sitting here with Truly.
That's because he was probably hoping and waiting that He's probably hoping that Trudy's reaction would convince Christine to stick around. He's probably just annoyed the fact that Trudy, reacted so casually to it, or was able to get over it and be like, okay, it is what it is. He's probably hoping that she stayed dramatic, so therefore he could use her as a tool to why Christine shouldn't leave and be like, well, look what you're doing to our daughter. That's what I think he was hoping for. Good old you using the child type nonsense. I wouldn't put it past KODY to not do that, if you dig what I'm saying. But hey, we continue.
Truly kind of glad that she's not brokenhearted about the divorce, and even somewhat shocked in a way, even in spite of how much she loves this house and everything. I'm sort of shocked in a way that she's not more devastated by the divorce than moving. I wish I could get him to say, I don't understand, really. And Christine may have told me 10 times. I don't understand what it means to move.
We're going to be back from taking Isabel in a couple of weeks. We'll be back home again. When we get back home, we're moving out a few days after that. So do you want us to move your stuff into the master bedroom so you have it at least for until we move? You can have the master bedroom here until we move after we move out. It might be a couple weeks.
I'll be fine.
You want to?
Yeah, I'm fine with not having the master.
Okay.
And also, since I'm making ramen, I gotta go.
Oh gosh, okay. So now I'm going to get her excited about moving. And that's what I'm looking forward to too, is starting to make plans on what we're going to do once we move. And we get to shift to that now. Start talking about getting excited for moving. It's a bittersweet relief, but it's a relief.
I've got my journal, here, and I'm trying to write down stuff for Brian and Judith. Boy, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to write down. I drove here, decrying marriage, and I'm struggling to not go blank. I'm in a panic because as I was driving here, I knew that I'd have time to think about wedding, about the bliss and the beauty of marriage and all that stuff. So I knew that I'd be able to come up with I made that whole trip stewing about my own marriage falling apart. I mean, I'm still in this pretty bad place about it. Brian and Judith haven't really given me much to work with. I'm sort of lost on what I should say and what I should do for their sake. At the same time, it's been years now since I preached from the pulpit, so to speak, and they did ask me to say something, to do something, and so I'm literally drawing a blank.
So when we moved to Vegas from Utah, we were kind of forced to start doing church services in our home.
We were talking about how we have been apart and not being in the same homes, and the moms and I have talked a lot about how we've struggled to maintain our family culture.
Then he was asked to officiate for Maddie and Caleb, and I think he really liked that. I know that it was a very special experience for him.
But power vested in me. As a steward of the Almighty God, in the name of the eternal Messiah, I pronounce you husband and wife. Now kiss each other as a token sealing this covenant. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Caleb Rush.
And I'm not really sure 100% where KODY is spiritually, but he still really enjoys this role of officiating at a wedding.
Boy, I'm at a loss. I'm drawing a blank right now and just I'm literally praying for inspiration, trying to make this work.
How interesting. I'm sure he's told Brian that I'm leaving him. So how interesting that he's officiating a wedding when his own marriage has failed. I mean, his and Mary's marriage isn't great, and mine and his is over. And I don't know how his and Janelle's is. I know it's been rocky. Well, maybe they'll have him give great, wedding advice. I don't know.
I'm actually getting a little bit nervous. And it's not like me to be nervous when I have to perform.
Whether it gives him wedding vibes or not, is only going to be temporarily. That's the problem. Everything with KODY, when it comes to maintaining his happiness with his wife, is a bit temporary. Even with his kid, it's temporary. Unless it's, of course, it's Robyn, it's a different conversation. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah.
Maybe sometimes I get nervous. I don't know, but I've got to write something down because I've got to make it concise. I've got to get to the point because they don't want along. Anyway, here's praying for inspiration. So I am pulling up to Brian's ranch, and the wedding is actually in Tulsa at a venue. And I am about what I'd call 2/3 prepared with the vows. I'm telling you. I'm kind of all nerves. I don't know what to write down. I asked Brian when I got here. He says, I don't know. These two want me to make it special. I drove here, decrying marriage and the foolishness of it. Find Brian. Hey guys, how's it going? Where's Brian? Worst job ever. I'm only partly to blame. Yeah, we're going to be comfortable smelling like barbecue at the wedding? No, I'm going to change my fire. What are you going to change?
Have you ever noticed that the only time KODY is smiling, laughing, it's never actually because of anything that he has done nice for his wives? It's never because there's been some sort of family experience where it's all like it's like a happy day and everyone's smiling, laughing, and making everyone's vibing well. Like, he only ever laughs either one, he's laughing at the expense maybe of one of his wives. For example, I think there was an episode before he was laughing at Janelle, the whole RV situation. And obviously in this one he's laughing about something that has to do with obviously his friend and whatnot. And I identify this because it's really sad to watch that he can never laugh or smile with the wives for the right reasons. It'd be nice to see them just have a conversation and just have laughs and fun and something cordial, but it doesn't happen, does it? I mean, honestly, if I was KODY and I'm looking at my life and I'm like, I'm never actually happy when it's just me and my wives. Why the hell would I want to stick around for? Yeah. We continue. What can I say? Madness.
But man, I need a marriage license right now. Yeah, oh, that's a good idea. Get me that marriage license. Just thinking that. Oh, there we go. Okay, excellent. All right, cool. Well, I am now in possession of the marriage license. I met Cody about 26 years ago at a sporting event. He introduced his wife to me and his little boy, which was Logan. And then a month or so later, at another event, his wife shows up, and it was Christine, a different wife. I remember then a couple months later at another event, he said, oh yeah, my wife's gonna swing by, in comes Mary. So at that point, I'm like really suspicious. This guy's changing wives like people change shirts, something's going on. I said, hey, you introduced me to 3 different women as your wife. He kind of said there for a minute, he goes, well, I have 3 wives. And I said, as long as I don't have to have 3 wives, I can live with that. Might be more stressful than getting married. It's getting married 4 times. Okay, I admit, the day I married Janelle, she was my first plural wife, okay, and I was asked how I felt, and I said, well, I feel as nervous as a 3-legged cat on a hot tin roof. I'm about to officiate his marriage. There's something gnawing on me. Am I supposed to stop you from doing this?
He was questioning whether he was the best guy to talk at a wedding when he was struggling so much in his relationship. He would bring that up often with me in conversation because he feels like it's a little bit of a failure that this marriage is falling apart. I know that he's been in a dark place. He was like, maybe Brian's just making a mistake getting married. And I was like, what?
He looks at me kind of sideways and he's like, I cannot believe that I asked him. But he looks at me sideways and he says, Cody, this is about to happen. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you're like, you're sure, right? You're sure you're supposed to marry her? He's like, I'm sure, man. It's okay.
Does he not know I needed him more than Brian needs him to officiate a wedding?
Are you nervous? Officiate my good friend Brian's marriage. I don't know what to say. I haven't put it together yet. And my thoughts so far about marriage, ironically, have been mixed. And it's crazy that I'm here performing this wedding. And in my own view, my invitation is to have a couple that's in love bring God into their relationship so that their relationship is stable, eternal, and I'm hoping I can pull this off. Dearly beloved, welcome. And I have known each other for about 25 or so years, and we've been dear friends for 10, 15. Are you nervous? You should be. He's very nervous about doing the wedding. He's always had issues in his marriage where, like any marriage, there would be times when there's problems, but I don't think he saw it coming to an end. Thinking about someone telling you that they're leaving put a lot of concerns, about his family, what was going to happen with his kids, and how is this going to work out, and how do we deal with all this? Dearly beloved, if Brian and Judith would have ever heard me do a sermon, they would not have asked me to do this. I get extremely creative, so I've scripted myself, okay? This is something I know I can pull off. I am still shocked that Brian and Judith wanted me to do it. Yes, it is something I'm used to doing. I'm used to being a minister. I am the high priest of my own family. But I'm also a failed priest. I've been defrocked. I got a wife leaving me. Marriage is a contract, a bargain. If you include God, it becomes a covenant, as God is constant. Humans are imperfect. We're not constant. So let's start with this. You can't change each other. When you marry somebody, you can't ask them to change.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, I'm sick and tired of listening to Cody speak at this point. Like, this guy just loves to just throw in little jab, 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 jab. I mean, listen, Christine kind of hit the nail on the head, doesn't it? Like, he's out here forming this. I mean, listen, end of the day, it's Cody, for goodness sake. What else can we bloody say at this point? Blood, crikey.
Change. You can't push them to change. You can't need them to change. You have to accept them as who they are. Too many times people marry with a hope that this marriage, this person becomes what you need. Success in marriage is not always about love. It's about communication, understanding, agreement. You must willingly negotiate. Negotiation is not about compromise. It's about understanding the values of your partner and seeking a win-win settlement, a situation where you both win. A couple gets married and they have different goals even after they're married. And so what they have to do is like, here, baby, let me help you get your goals. Would you help me get mine? I'm Brian. Hold on. We'll listen and negotiate for a win-win. Listen and negotiate. With my love.
Cody has a tendency sometimes to kind of wait till the last minute or when inspiration strikes, and it stresses me out a lot.
Be each other's biggest fan.
He does a pretty good job, and he doesn't says things that other people only wish they could.
Let me introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Brian Bowler. I hope they had a special moment. And what was fun, of all the fun part of it, it was fun introducing them. They're very traditional. She wanted Brian's name. That was one of the things that helped me affirm. I get that crazy demon out of my head. And I got followed here by a demon, And she is very much this perfectly supporting wife. And I think she was very excited about me introducing Mr. and Mrs. Brian Colwell. So
I just feel like he's just throwing so much shade right now. I mean, I could easily be wrong, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just feel like this guy is fully on a mission to throw shade in this whole episode based on these people marrying and whatnot. Yep. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know what you're thinking, please. Come on.
That Cody was officiating a wedding, and they told Gwen and Isabel. So Gwendolyn is mad. Isabel's heartbroken. Oh my gosh. She went exactly there. She goes, how can he justify officiating Ryan's wedding when he wouldn't even come to my surgery?
So there's this overlying thing from Christine with why I can go to a friend.
That hit hard, man. That hit hard. How can he justify going to his friend's wedding, not my surgery? Oh, boy. That's a very good bloody question. I have an answer, though. This is Cody. Cody does what Cody wants to do, and nothing else but what Cody wants to do, because Cody only does what Cody wants to do. You get the picture? Cody, Cody, Cody. Prick. That's all I want to say.
His wedding, but I can't go to Isabel's surgery. Isabel's surgery was at a time and a situation where we were required that I'm 6 or 8 weeks away from home. No man can be away from work and from home and from family that long. I was gone for 4 days for Brian's wedding. That's it.
As much as I understand that, there's a fine line between a friend and a daughter. That's what I want to say.
And now I'm mad. What the hell? You think you're gonna go officiate your friend's wedding and not take care of your own family?
I think she protested too much. She is trying to excuse herself by making me some kind of villain.
I don't have to deal with him anymore. I'm not married to him.
The lack of love between us was for a reason.
So glad I'm not.
What do you mean it's for a reason? Well, if it was for a reason, then why are you not happy that she's leaving you then?
Because I cannot respect this person anymore. Who he is and the choices that he's making, I cannot respect this man.
This comment that she's making needs a mirror up in her face.
Gosh.
Yeah, so I have this love.
I'm gonna let it play a little bit longer. I'll let it saturate. Let's see what's happening next, because yeah.
I'm a little bit overwhelmed by this part because I don't know how to set it up to make sure it's going to be livable for a longer term.
This ought to just take us 10 minutes. So, let me, you figured out whether you could manually move each one of these.
I think we need
Yes, but it's a very weird system.
I'm really worried about messing up the electronics on it if we do that.
Can we manipulate each leg independently?
Well, why don't we check the level? Should we check the level?
Okay.
I couldn't have anticipated what this experience was going to be exactly like. I think it's the best of both worlds and the worst of both worlds. There's a huge learning curve, a huge adjustment to having to get all my electricity from a generator, hauling my water by hand right now. Wow, it's a lot of work to do the adjustment.
Okay, well, let's put this on the floor there. So,
Well, I think you're going to need to auto level it really quickly.
we tried leveling the trailer once before, and it wasn't actually leveling. So the self-level wasn't actually, it didn't seem level to me. No, we don't want to do the auto level. That's all this is. The auto level. Stop doing the auto level. The auto level is not doing
We
it.
did the auto level after the slides were out. I think it was a problem. We really don't know what we're doing here. We sort of know, but we have no real idea.
Don't hit auto level again. We want manually level. Start
Wait,
manually.
I want to move that tire. It makes me really
Janelle, we can lower each one of these so that a tire's on the ground.
Janelle's a trooper. She's amazing. Okay, so she's only a mile away from me now. She lives out on the property. Oh my gosh, so I see her all the time. She'll come over for coffee. She's come over for breakfast. She's been doing her laundry, okay? She's been doing her laundry in my house, which is, of course, great. I always go out to the property, and I sit there on what was going to be my lot and imagine us out there. Every time I was out there, Janelle was gone. If I would have ran into her, I would have said hi and talked to her, but yeah, it was weird.
Anyway, all auto's going to do is shift it by the 10th of a degree that we just shifted it by 20. Did you auto level it yesterday or today? Okay, I'll hit the auto level. Okay,
I just gotta lift this
auto
out.
level now.
If she is able to somehow get something going on the property, then yeah, she'll be my favorite person forever, because like, that's all I want is to get on that property. When we first moved to Flagstaff, I fell in love living there and raising our kids there and probably settling there. And then we did nothing and nothing and nothing. And then things between Cody and I got worse and worse and worse.
Cody, now the centers aren't even down at all. Both of them are up.
Oh, that's all right.
No, it's not. Cody, that's a big long term in it.
For now,
I think there's a reason why we haven't done anything with the property yet, and it really just comes down to, in order to do anything with it, it has to be paid.
Oh, Mary, you're still here. Oh, hi, Mary. I thought Mary had disappeared again. The forgotten wife. Anyway, let's continue.
Paid off. I don't even know. I don't even know. Honestly, the property is the furthest thing from my mind. There's a lot of family stuff that needs to be worked out.
so I know how to fix this. It's a low level. This is low level. Dude, everybody, we have to know how to fix it. Okay, then I'll let me show you. Gabriel doesn't know anything about this RV. He hasn't read the manual. He hasn't driven it. He hasn't leveled it before. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't even know what he's doing.
Me and my dad, we don't talk as much as we used to. Ever since we like talked about COVID and stuff, and I voiced how I was not appreciating how he was handling it, tensions have been really high.
Can we say that we're surprised? Can we say that we're surprised? Can we say that we're surprised?
Rules and regulations for work. Why can't we have that for a family staying healthy?
Because we're a family. Why don't we just verbalize it and trust each other?
Therein lies the problem. Right there.
We've been just trying to operate as a family here. It just seems like he's tired of putting effort into maintaining something with me. I don't really understand what I did wrong.
The whole issue here with me and Gabriel.
It's not about what you did wrong or understanding what you did wrong. It's about understanding that he's your father and he should always be the bigger person and come to you and then have a conversation about whatever the issue is. But hey, KODY doesn't do that because KODY doesn't know how to communicate. KODY only knows how to be KODY. And that is not a good thing. Sad, man. Bloody sad.
Isn't that Gabriel doesn't know what's going on? But Gabriel knew what the rules were. He was gaslighting me, I feel like.
This is the low side. To balance that side over there, you need boards under this
No,
tire.
that's the low side because they were dangling down like this.
The driveway has some natural unevenness because it's rock, so I sort of figured we could put boards under the low tire. But I would need to put some boards under the tires.
So even before I decided to leave KODY, when things were really bad between us, I thought, okay, I can give him my best intention and maybe build on it. But the last thing I want to do is live on a property where he has full functioning marriages with other wives, and yay, I get to see it all the time. That doesn't sound fun.
Oh, buddy, see, look, come check this out. It's not level at all. Look. It's gonna bend. And that's...
I haven't talked to KODY yet about this, but what makes most sense to me, because it seems easiest, is I keep everything from the house, the proceeds, if I rent it, sell it, whatever, and then...
I'm getting tired and I need a break. I mean, we sit here and play with this forever. It's not leveling. I don't get it. But I'm tired and I'm done. Let's just move in.
I guess I thought I would pull the trailer out there, I'd hook up some sort of power, and everything would be great. This has turned out to be so much more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I hope I survive this.
You and I wanting to move to Utah, there's this big question of, what do we do with her house? And so Christine wanted me to come over to sit down with her and talk about it. Hey, you want to talk?
Yes, let's see.
What about?
Okay, about specifically, we're moving and keeping this house. I'm definitely moving to Utah. Not yet. It'll be after the girls move out. But anyway, I don't know what to do about my house. And I just want to get KODY's opinion on what to do about it. So what I'm thinking about is, the last thing that I want to do is displace Gwendolyn. She wants to finish college here. But with COVID, she hasn't been able to go on campus. So she hasn't been able to find roommates and find a place to stay.
She's vaccinated.
Yeah, she is. Well, it's new. It's all new. You know what? What I'm thinking about doing is renting the place out to 2 more people besides her, and then just locking the door just to up here so they can't come up here. And so when I finish town with Truly, I just want to have a place to stay, just to make it a little bit easier, to come into town and stuff. So what do you think?
I don't think. I gotta admit, this entire experience of this breakup has spun my head off my neck. I need some time to actually digest this and know the right thing to do. Well, it sort of deals with the unknown. I mean, you don't know what else you'll be able to do. Selling it now, would make it so we could pay off Coyote Pass.
I think if I'm going to sell my house, I'm going to keep the proceeds from selling my house and put it towards the next house that I purchase. So if I sell, I'm not going to put that money into Coyote Pass. And that ship's sailed for me. I'm not putting any more money into Coyote Pass.
The problem here, Christine, is that it is our house. The family actually bought this house. It's not your house, it's our house.
So if I did sell, the family needs the money right now for the property. But then I would get some of the money too. So how does that work out?
We would just give you a place of what we do is we pay off property, then we divide the lots, and then rather than quit claiming your lot, you would sell your lot to us.
Oh, okay. I've been making every payment on this house. Every one. So no, I won't be giving him any of the money from the sale of my house.
Here's the thing with Christine in that house. Robyn and I gave her down payment for that house. Christine couldn't qualify for financing. So I bought that house with her, and it was my money that went into that house to buy the house. Yeah, she's been making a mortgage payment, and we all have been having to do that, but we had to come up with that money for the down payment. That money should come back and go into Coyote Pass.
When financials are involved, that's when it becomes even more peak. I mean, okay, so Robyn and KODY are the ones that put the initial money to the house. But since then, according to Christine, she's the one who's been paid for the house while she's been there. I feel like there should be some form of a split. Maybe the money that Robyn and KODY put down to go back to them with a little bit of interest. And then the rest should go to Christine to do what she wants to do. It definitely shouldn't be a case of where it just goes to one side. The key thing, though, is that Christine walks away with enough money to have another home for herself and her children. And KODY, are you gonna want to make your children homeless? Of course, that wouldn't happen, of course, but you know, because I would never understand people that break up, but they've got kids, and one of them is like, no, I want all the money for the house, blah 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 blah. They don't give a damn about the fact that they're actually gonna be putting their kid in the street with their mother or their father. It's not even a messy situation. If it's me personally, I'll be like, listen, take the money, whatever it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's me. For me, like, I'm not too bothered. All right, cool. I've left you or you left me, whatever. Okay, you know what? I'll be on your way. Sell the house, sell yours, whatever. I'll continue. But the thing is, I'm not a greedy person like that. Do you know what I mean? So that's just a reflection of who I am. But but let's say I put down quite a lot of money down. All right, cool. I want some of it back. You know, I may not necessarily want all of it back, but I want maybe about half it back or something like that. I don't know. It really depends on obviously how much you're going to give the house, because also houses change value based on if you do any changes to the house. You know, so if she's built more things to the house, then the value of the house will be more than before. So that means there's more of a profit towards it in terms of when you sell it. And of course, when you sell it anyway, you're supposed to profit anyway. So yeah, I think to be honest, I'll probably look for at least half of what I paid, you know what I mean? Or, you know, maybe a little bit more depending on how much the house has gone up in price. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's what I would do. But you know, this is KODY and Christine, and them two being on the same page, next to none.
So you would be basically the fourth roommate just coming up here. That's actually probably a really good idea.
I mean, I would make Truly a little area over there, so she would be able to.
Well, I might get Truly a room at one of the houses, or no, first one house. I might get Truly a room, and then Truly stays there. You know, you and I have to actually have a child custody agreement in place, or the state takes her, essentially becomes the owner of her.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's stupid. So I got to this child custody thing, and I just started getting creative about it, because it's like, well, what do I just don't know what to do. And Christine's like, well, why do we need to do this? And I'm like, well, because the rule book said, I don't know why we need to do this. And there is this thing in the manosphere where it says, if you're getting divorced, you're going to get screwed, bro.
We're not legally married, though.
It doesn't matter. In this case, we've got an issue where we have to have a child custody agreement in place. Basically, we just say 50-50 agreement, and then we just work out the details all the time. So otherwise, you're going to get a lawyer and the government involved, federal or state government, and the lawyer is going to
Him on that. I've always wanted him to be around his kids, so why would I say I don't want you to be around Truly? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He just doesn't trust me. That's what it comes down to.
No, I don't trust her. How am I supposed to trust her? You know, like, what's the next move she's going to make against me?
I don't need the lawyer involved. I mean, I don't think that we need.
Pay attention to how he says, what's the next move she's going to make against me? You know, oh, sorry, KODY. Didn't realize everyone was after you. I didn't realize Christine's actions were against you. Christine's actions are based on what she feels is best for herself. Nothing to do with being against you. This guy.
Need to get a lawyer involved in things.
You might need a lawyer to write that.
Do you think so?
I'm going to ask around.
Okay.
Usually divorces just aren't that nice. She's back to a state that will come after me if she decides to. Okay? So, like, yeah, maybe I should have a child custody agreement in place. And Christine's going, maybe we don't. Weirdest thing just happened. I came out to the garage. KODY's nightstand, KODY's clothes from dresser, KODY's bathroom stuff. I guess I've been moved out of the house. She told me that she was trying to be benevolent in packing up my stuff and getting out of the house because she knew I had the time to do it. And frankly, I wouldn't have done it. I would have been obstinate about it because that was my house. I want to live there still. She says that she was being benevolent. If she was truly being benevolent, maybe she can be trusted through all of this. But I don't know. You have to have a child custody agreement in place.
Okay.
Otherwise, the state gets involved.
And that's with me. I'm moving to Utah. Do we need to make that part of the agreement?
No, we're not doing anything ever in Utah.
Even though I moved to Utah?
Don't ever involve Utah. Okay. Even if she's living there, we get a child custody agreement here.
Okay.
I do feel like Christine should have done a bit more research on certain things before she decided to walk away, because KODY's the kind of person that I believe anyway, that if he knows that you don't know certain things, he's going to obviously manipulate what he's saying to his own advantage. So Christine really should have already done a bit more research on some of the things. Some of the things that they're talking about right now, I feel like she should have done that research before this conversation. Whether it been before she split up with him or whatever, but I think it's important to go into conversation with a narcissistic person, just in case they try and blindside you, which is something that they probably will do. because they're going to do things that's within their favor rather than your favor. And they're always going to try and make your favor look like the dumb idea because they have the knowledge and you don't. So, come Christine, go and get the knowledge before you have these conversations moving forward, because knowledge is power. That is true. Not going to lie to you, but let's get into it.
Wives and I left Utah under duress. Utah's like this enemy. I put egg on their face. Maybe that's a little lofty of me to think, but we had a lawsuit and we kicked their ass. And Christine says I'm going back. Well, she's going back to a state that hates me. And so she's taking Truly. She's going to go to that state. What's going to stop them from teaming up with her? Because remember, I don't trust her. Whether she's going to be good to me or not is unknown.
So you're gonna get a bedroom for her when she comes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
She's gonna love that.
she may or may not. I don't know.
I think it's great that he wants to get a room for her in his house, in Robyn's house. That's great. Then he'll spend more time with her because he's not really spending time with her here that much.
Think about it.
Think about it. Just think about it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I would love it not getting a lawyer involved. But if he's already going there and lawyering up, I'm going to as well. I don't want to, though. I would rather just work it out amicably. We've got kids. Can we just figure this out on our own? We're not legally married, so we don't have...
Next time on Sister Wives.
The trailer was a rude awakening.
Oh, that's that, folks. Looney Tunes. I mean, listen, I'm just happy that Trudy was able to pick herself up quickly and move on with it, because that's the only thing that really mattered the most, I think, in this episode, to be honest with you. And obviously, Kody continues being Kody, and Christine needs to go off and get research before she has conversations with Kody, because Kody will literally use his knowledge to benefit him and rather than benefit you. You know what I'm saying? And also, I encourage parents really and truly to tell kids things immediately rather than hold it off, to be honest with you. No one in this world likes to be the last person to hear information, to be honest with you. But hey, you guys let me know what you're thinking down below and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and peace.